disconnect the power cord. You know the ground pin? You know that middle pin on the component?
Yes.
One of these leads goes there. The other lead goes to the ground post, if it has one, just to confirm. We're looking for less than 1 ohm.
Or a chassis screw.
Second is to a chassis screw. If we find a chassis screw that is less than 1 ohm is ideal, less than 5 ohms is acceptable. If we get that, we immediately know without a doubt that grounding to that chassis screw by way of a small spade is going to make an immediate audible difference.
If we see the low ohm measurement, we know I don't have to listen. I sit back and I wait for the dealer to go, because I already know he will hear it. So that's why we measure first.
Grounding one component is better than not grounding at all.
Yeah.
Grounding 2 is better than 1.
Right.
So if someone has 7 components, but they can only ground 4, that's a much better benefit than no grounding at all. So some people get stuck in their head like, I need to ground everything. Some components don't like to be grounded.
You carry one of them.
Soulution is fun.
Two brands.
Yes.
Soulution is signal ground only, which means you have to do only using the analog or XLR RCA inputs or outputs, and you have to do both channels
Separately. You can't use a tail.
Yeah, you can't use this.
Nope. One
ground cable
independent
per
ground
channel.
Yep.
Okay.
And and the hub, ideally, you dedicate an Altaiar hub only to the Soulution products.
So if it's a preamp and an amp, Altaiar X is different because Altaiar X, each post is independent. It's like its own hub. Each post is independent. So on an Altaiar X, because of the complete isolation, you can share Soulution. So the Soulution would take up 4 posts because the 2 for the preamp, 2 for the amplifier, and if there's a phono stage, well then 2 for 2 because you'd need the right and so that's 6 already. And Altaiar X has 8 posts altogether. But that's the way that Soulution has to be grounded.
If we can't find a chassis screw or a customer says, you're not going to unscrew a screw on my $60,000 amplifier and put a spade up against my chassis. Okay, then we can use our tails. So if I want to check for continuity, you ground pin to the RCA barrel, the frame of the RCA. Less than 1 ohm, we're going to use tail to make that connection. Now, I want to be clear that priority is a dedicated ground post. Second is a chassis screw. Third, digital inputs or outputs, not analog. We want to focus on digital as the third priority. Because digital, we know, the infrastructure of digital by way of code is generally always grounded. SPDIF and AES, USB, Ethernet, that is a very simple, clean connection. We know it's going to work. RCA and XLR, analog, the infrastructure of the internal design of all of these variety of electronics can change from designer to designer. There's a little bit more opportunity for the benefits of grounding through.
Introducing the Altaiar Ground Plane Noise Reduction System. The system is comprised of 2 distinct hubs with applications for systems of any size, isolating and eliminating noise that accrues over the ground plane of multiple electronics. We offer the full range of Shunyata ground cables specifically designed for use with the Altaiar ground system. Venom, Delta, Alpha, Sigma, and Omega cables, each offering their own value proposition and cost and performance. The most innovative element of the Altaiar grounding system is our proprietary ground tail adapters, available with both VTX and VTX-AG conductors and BNC, Ethernet, RCA, USB A and B, and XLR terminations. Each hub offers 6 zones of isolation at 6 terminals, and a 7th terminal on both units is used to tie the hub or hubs to a common earth ground, such as the ground terminal found on any Shunyata Research reference power distributor. And though we recommend a power distributor-based common earth ground, we do offer specifically designed cable termination that can establish a ground at an unused wall outlet. We recommend taking the shortest distance between the Altaiar hub and your component. Here we use a spade on the 4th terminal to ground a component using a banana. As an example of capacity, we will also use a banana on the 4th terminal to ground an additional component. This would not be recommended in real-world application unless you are maxed out on available terminals, but you're smart and we're making a demo video. A 3rd imaginary component is grounded for good measure. After initial chassis grounding, a signal hub or hubs can be added for further domain segmentation. Notably, digital component isolation will make a significant impact on noise across the entire system. Multiple hubs must be daisy-chained together to a common earth ground. Here we connect the signal hub 7th terminal to the chassis hub 7th terminal, which is in turn grounded to the Denali power conditioner. There are several ways to ground your component to the Altaiar. If available, we always recommend using a dedicated ground post. Otherwise, a simple continuity test can be used to determine whether you ground via chassis screw and 4mm spade, or by tapping the ground of an unused signal terminal and using one of Shunyata's proprietary ground tail adapters to achieve a ground connection. For those new to continuity testing, we have support materials and a worksheet to help make this assessment. Authorized dealers for the Altaiar ground system will be equipped with a demo kit with unique labels, orange on the ground cables and red on the ground tails. Here we use a demo alpha ground cable and a demo VTXHE RCA ground tail to establish a ground connection between the Altaiar signal hub and the component we've tested for continuity. The full range of Shunyata ground cables are equipped with STIS V3 interchangeable terminations, allowing for a quick change between banana, 6mm, or 4mm spade. When using a ground tail adapter, simply ensure that the banana end is available at the point of component termination and slide the ground tail adapter into place. We always endorse following manufacturer's recommendations. If a ground terminal is available on the back of the component, we recommend using that terminal. There are manufacturers who have their own grounding premise and cannot be grounded using Altaiar. This is why a continuity test is so vital to success with the Altaiar grounding system. We have a full library of resources and documentation to support your Altaiar grounding system journey. From concepts through ordering and installation, you can find the resources you need at shunyata.com/Altaiar roadmap. Please read through the materials carefully, as a consistent result depends on proper application. Simple systems may call for a single chassis hub, connecting all core components such as amp, preamp, and source components. More complex systems may require multiple signal hubs for domain segmentation or dual mono applications. Please work with your dealer to understand your needs and enjoy the hands-on audition process with our highly flexible demo kits. Ground plane noise is a given in any electronic system. Discover the sound of your system with Altaiar.